ಹಾಯ್ ಹಲೋ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸುರೇಶ್ ಸರ್. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಾನು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಿವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಅಪಿಯರ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ನಾನು 6 ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ KCET examination. So my YouTube channel is SK Simplified Physics classes. So kindly subscribe and give like button. Thank you. Now I am going to discuss with you few problems. So let's get in without wasting much time. So first problem is, if a charge on the body is 1 nanocoulomb, then how many electrons are present on the body? So here it is given the charge in the body. So this is given by, the charge is given by 1 nanocoulomb. Charge is equals to 1 nanocoulomb. So we have to calculate how many number of electrons are there in the body. So this is very important problem. In theory-nallu kuda keltare 1 mark ಗೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದು. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ Q is equals to N into E, N is equals to Q by E. So 1 nanocoulomb ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. So this is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by, so this is E, so 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 90. So you should be remember this value because many times use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. So theory ನಲ್ಲಿ, so 1 divided by 1.6 is 0.625 into 10 to the power of, when minus 19 goes to numerator, it becomes plus 19. So that plus 19 minus 9, this is equals to 10. So this is equals to 6.25 into 10 to the power of 9 electrons. So this is the answer. So according to given option, first option 6.25 into 10 raised to 27, second option 1.6 into 10 raised to 19, third option 6.25 into 10 raised to 28, fourth option 6.25 into 10 raised to 9. So according to the given option, the fourth option is correct. So the option is D. Option is D. So next, go to second problem. Two equal and opposite, this was appeared in 2014. 2014 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದು. Two equal and opposite charges of masses m1 and m2 are accelerated in an uniform electric field through the same distance. So the distance traveled by both the bodies is same. What is the ratio of their accelerations? If their ratio of masses is m1 by m2 is equals to 0.5 question mark. So this was appeared 2014. So according to the given problem, both the bodies are traveled the same distance. That means the force acting on both the bodies is same. So therefore, let us consider, let F1 is equals to F2, because the distance traveled by both the bodies are same. That means the force acting on the bodies are same. So therefore M1 E1 according to F is equals to MA, so M2 E2. So therefore here it is given M1 by M2 is equals to A1 by A2. So M1 by M2 is given, so what is that value? So this is 0.5. So therefore we have to calculate what is the ratio of I did a mistake here. So M1 by M2 is equals to A2 by A1. A2 by A1. So therefore it is 1 by 0.5. This is equals to 2. So this is the answer. So here it is given, the first option is A1 by A2 equals 2. Second option is A1 by A2 equals 0.5. Third option is A1 by A2 equals 3. Fourth option is A1 by A2 equals 1. So therefore, according to given option, so A is the correct answer. So this has also appeared 2014. Important. So next one, so third one. What is the nature of Gaussian surface involved in Gauss law of electrostatics? So Gauss law ಎರಡು ಕಡೆನೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Gauss law in electrostatics, Gauss law in magnetism. So here we are studying about electric charges and fields. So that the Gauss law in electrostatics, according to that, so Gauss law statement prakara, Gauss law is involved the total electric flux over a closed surface is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed in that surface. So depending upon the total charge enclosed in the surface, that much of flux is coming out from the Gaussian surface. So whatever the flux is entering, that much, whatever the charge is there, magnitude of the charge, that much of flux is coming out. So that means the Gaussian surface, whatever may be the shape of the body, the Gaussian surface represents is a vector, because electric flux is coming out from the Gaussian surface. So that is why, so according to given option is, what is the nature? Nature is magnetic, scalar, vector, electrical. So it's not a magnetic, so it may be a scalar or vector, but electric flux is coming out, it has particular directions coming out. So that is why, so the Gaussian surface includes a charge and electric flux. So that this option is third one, C. So that is vector. So this is 3 problems are over. So next I am going to next I will go to fifth problem. Fourth problem. A spherical conductor of radius 2 cm is uniformly charged with 3 nanocoulomb. So here it is a spherical conductor that radius is 2 cm is given, is uniformly charged with 3 nanocoulomb. What is the electric field at a distance of 3 cm from the center of the sphere? So what is the electric field from the center of the sphere? So here radius does not require that to calculate the electric field according to the expression. So let E equals 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square, where 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, that value is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. So q is the charge, r is the distance. So if we know the value of charge and distance, so we can easily calculate the electric field. So that is why, so let us substitute here the given values. So 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into charge is 3 nanocoulomb. Nano means 10 to the power of minus 9. So divided by R. So R means 3 centimeters given. So we have to convert into meter. So SI unit ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದನ್ನೇ ಆಗಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So that it is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square. Square is the whole square. So then it is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 3 into 10 to the power of minus 9 divided by 3 3s are 9, 10 to the power of minus 4. Plus 9 minus 9 cancel, 9 9 cancel. This is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 4. So this is equals to Newton per Coulomb. So this is the answer according to given option. 3 into 10 to the power of 4 volt per meter. This is given in terms of volt per meter. There is one more expression. So V is E is equals to V by D. This is a relation between electric field and potential. So this is volt per meter. So that is given volt per meter. Volt per meter. So first option itself is correct. So the answer is A, and it was also appeared 2014. Simple problem. So next one, fifth one. The angle between the dipole moment and electric field at any point on the equatorial plane. If you consider electric dipole, this is electric dipole minus plus. So this is the equatorial region. So this is minus charge, so that electric field is towards the negative charge. So this is plus charge, so that electric field is away from the positive charge. So that if you take this is Q1 and Q2, so this will be E1 and this will be E2. So that there is a resultant electric field is in this direction. But the dipole moment is always taken from negative charge to positive charge. So this is the direction of dipole moment. Here the direction of the electric field, resultant electric field, and the direction of the dipole moment, both are in the opposite direction. So therefore the angle between E and P, the angle between E and P is 180 degree. 180 degree. That is why the angle between the dipole moment and electric field at any point on the equatorial plane is 180 degree. The option is D. So this was asked 2015. So 2015. So this is. So last one. Pick out the statement, which statement is incorrect. So among the given statement, which statement is incorrect. So this was also appeared in 2015. First statement. The electric field lines forms closed loop. First statement itself, it is wrong. So electric field lines does not form a closed loop. So if you take the positive charge, electric field is in the outward direction. Outward direction. Electric field is in the outward direction. If you take negative charge, the electric field is in the inward direction. Electric field is in the inward direction. Sorry. So electric field is in the inward direction. Supposed to be if you take positive and negative charge. So if you take positive and negative charge, so the electric field lines are like that. So they are diverging from the positive charge, converging towards the negative charge. So in case of Bohr magnet, electric field lines are diverging from the north pole and converging towards the south pole. So this forms a closed loop. This forms a closed loop. So here doesn't form a closed loop. So from the positive charge diverging, from the in the negative charge is converging. So first option itself it is wrong. So the second option, field lines never be intersecting each other. So these are the properties of the electric field lines. So field lines never be intersecting each other. Suppose they are intersecting, that shows at one particular point two direction. It is not possible, as we have studied in the theory part. The tangent drawn to a line of force represents the direction of the electric field. Yes. So wherever we can write the tangent, that represents the direction of the electric field at that point. A negative test charge experiences a force opposite to the direction of the electric field. Yes, negative charge will be moving opposite to the direction of the electric field. At the same time, the positive charge is moving along the direction of the electric field. So I hope you will understand my explanation. In future days, I will do some more videos regarding the CET problems and NEET problems. Thank you very much. Thank you.